Ghana Navy at the Jumadi Ebe so Omatunidi International Maritime Defense Exhibition and Conference. Nanyana say, Quampa umbetimi afaso omobo Ghana hoba send a beya, a to travel for a mobile or man mombetimi and see omano quine. Sajumadi Jumadi bia omaka wonsama ebetimi abuama omangana so etimeja na sweeper. As I say, and Predodona oba bibrimun higher into Kobe brain a man homeless wa Nina mwa mama enkwane ne no mo ban efi aman ahodo bebre so a omo nyina de omo no monyam kwan pa omofa so a omo yusu abefo mfidi a omo de si niam bone a ebebo awura oman na omo de si anokwan na panyini a ogina anim a okasa ye re admiral sa Adam Yakubu ono no ogina mu a one sentrefo ekasa na mra panyini ekasa se na ode cho sentrefo anim.
I have very, very competent staff to handle these issues, and I don't come, but just to give respect to the media, I would say a few words. First of all, I want to say a very big thank you for this massive attendance and support from the media. The maritime domain, as has been enumerated in all the speeches so far, as you can see, and I believe most of you know, is very, very important to our country and our region. Not just in terms of the security, but economic development. It holds a huge potential for our economic development. I believe if we turn our attention to the maritime domain, most of our economic issues would be resolved. If you look at the number of people, particularly in Ghana, who are employed in the maritime domain, it is huge. Also, the investments in terms of oil and gas, fishing. 60% of our protein intake in Ghana is from fish that we catch from the sea. And then everything you buy in the market that is not made in Ghana, is 80% chances that it was transported by sea to come here. And everything that we take out to sell to people outside our country, the chances that 80% of the chances that it was sent out of the country by the sea. So our international trade, 80% thereabouts, is carried out through the sea, is transported through the sea. So it holds great potential for our economic development. So we thank you for being part of this. So that's why I was happy with about the concern about media involvement in our national integrated maritime strategy. And Dr. Dixon captured it succinctly. Strategic communication, which Rose Vera has been working on since the development of the name started, has taken that into consideration, engaging the media. But coming specifically to your question, my director ops, Captain Yerenchi, is right. We need to give you specific figures, which probably they didn't have. But from my little memory, as I know, in 2021, we had, Ghana alone had not less than 6 attacks, particularly on our vulnerable tuna vessels. And not less than 11 of our sailors were kidnapped and taken to other places, and they were only rescued after they had paid a ransom. I think this was in 2020. 2021, 2022, we did not experience any such attacks or kidnapping, as he said. 2023, we have seen some resurgence, not in our country, but in some neighboring countries. A few attacks have occurred, and that is why this conference has come very, very timely. But when those things occurred, as he said, they just didn't stop because the people didn't want to come again. We had to put strategies in place. And some of those strategies were developed during some of these conferences, and then the collaboration that we had with all the countries that are coming for the International Maritime Defense Vision and Conference. We've been told the number of partners from across the world. We've had not less than 27, and there are still, even as at last night, countries were still confirming their participation. So you bring a large gathering of maritime practitioners. And because the sea is a maritime common, that is, you don't have physical borders at sea. So we don't go out there and say, Ghana, this is our space, so we are only interested in that. The transnational organized criminals, they come from different parts of neighboring countries, come and commit their offenses, and then they go back to where they are coming from. So we have to work together with our neighbors. And within the country, they listed a number of agencies that have some one or two issues to do with the maritime issues. And now we want an integrated one. So everybody is in his ministry, department, or agency trying to play his role. But we didn't have that serious coordinating mechanism. So this National Integrated Maritime Strategy provides that mechanism for coordination and working together and having a very good governance structure. And the details, as we said, have been given to you, and during the conference and the lunch, you see how important it is. And we believe that when we do that, as I said, the vision is that by 2030, the GDP growth of that the maritime domain contributes should double. Whatever the figure is now, we want to see it doubled by the year 2030. So the specific figures, as he said, will be given to you. But for the last 2 years, we haven't experienced, particularly the kidnapping, attacking with arms on ships, and kidnapping of sailors has not happened in the last 2 years. So that is an achievement, and there are strategies we have put in place to achieve that, some of which we cannot share with you.